Welcome back to Bulgaria and welcome back to Bdin Vidin in our Football Manager 24 Build a Nation save. So last season we completed phase 5 on our journey, which was win the title. Now we move into phase 6, which is to become dominant. Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of our Build a Nation save here in Bulgaria. It's the start of the new season, so of course we've been busy in the summer transfer window. We've also reached the point of the Champions League now as well, so that is today's live com. Our first game is against AEK. We're off to Greece. We do have 10 league games to look back over though, which we're going to have a go over in a minute, but like I say, there's a few signings come in, so we're going to start with them. So having a look over the summer signings, there's not too many this year. We'll start off with the ins as always. We have spent a lot of money, and the first player to come in was Baba Campore, a Burkina Faso young man at £225,000. Next in was Pau Munoz from Atletico Madrid, £2.5 million. Again, another young prospect for us. Lima comes in from Flamenco, club record £8.75 million. And then finally, we have signed August Prisk, the young Dane, comes in on a free transfer. So total spend then of £11.475 million. On the outs though, we've got Marco Bettini, Diogo Silva and Patrick Gunnarsson for a total of £12 million. So we've balanced the books nicely. Right, now that we've seen who we've brought in for this season, one thing I will mention is that we are giving the youth players at the club a lot more game time this season, and you will see that in the highlights where you'll see the players that have played. Obviously we have to be careful of the homegrown status for European competition. Also, I'd like to just have some young players coming through. We're trying to improve the training facilities and the youth facilities as much as possible. So when we do go through the highlights in just a second, you will notice that there's a lot of the younger players who have signed over the previous seasons in the starting 11 now. So let's go and have a look at them. First of all, we kicked off our season with a bit of silverware. This is the Supercupa na Bulgaria, or the Charity Shield for me and you in England. And we beat Levski Sofia 3-2 in that. Filip Behunik grabbing a hat-trick. In terms of how things have gone in the league table though, the first game of the season was away to Chernomorvano. It was a nice, comfortable 2-0 win. You can see that David Martican is one of the youth players who I've just mentioned. Filip Behunik did get on the score sheet as well. We've got Adam Pat playing in goal for us this season. We've got Martican in there. Lima's only 20. Albert Arnaud is coming into the starting lineup as well. So we are using the youth players as much as possible. And it kind of showed in the next game. There's a lot of inexperience in our starting 11 now. And we went... Well, Levski Sofia came to the Georgi Benkovsky Stadium. And they beat us quite comfortably in the end, 2-0. Although the match stats don't really reflect it. It was a comfortable win for Levski. Obviously, watching the game and the amount of highlights that you do get, there was very, very little as far as bidding were concerned. Adam Pap, though, our hopefully going to be world-class goalkeeper, made the starting goal for us, and he picked up a 7. Unfortunately, one of the more experienced players, Nenad Subic, actually only played a 6.1. He didn't do very well at all. And that continued into the next game, this time away to Lokomotiv Sofia, where we scraped a 1-1 draw, really. Again, we were the better team. Christoph Danek has scored the goal. He's picked up the Man of the Match award as well. But it's very, very disappointing to only draw with Levski Sofia. Lokomotiv Sofia, shall I say. A couple of good performances in there. Christoph Danek, August Prisk, the new signings, played quite well. James Ali Marungu as well. It's just disappointing to drop the points. And we dropped yet more in the next game. This time away to CSK 1948. Nenad Subic opened the scoring in the game in the 16th minute. Unfortunately, CSK 1948 were just so much better than us in this game. They absolutely dominated the game, really. Albert Arnaud's had a poor game. Filip Behunik's had a poor game as well. Toninho Guerrero, another one of our young players, has had a poor game. The youth players have took a little bit of time to sort of bed in. Obviously, there's a lot of new faces in the starting lineup as well, with the youth players coming in compared to last season. And the players that have gone, of course, when you've had a goalkeeper here for 5 years and you bring a new one in, it takes a little bit of time. And that's kind of what's happened to us at the start of the season. So it's another disappointing result. After that, though, things just clicked. And we've been unbeaten since then. Filip Behunik picking up the hat-trick. Klimas Sirikos, of course, still here, picked up another goal as well, and it was 4-0 at half-time. That is the way it stayed against Botev Plovdiv. it was, looking at the match stats, it was actually quite an even game. But we've got some great performances from some of the boys in there. Arnaud's a 7.4. You know, we've got Tonino Guerrero, who did come off on a 6.8. We've got Slobodan Rengel as well, who's another one of the youth players at the club. Tino Mas, Babe Campore also played in this game. So yeah, good performance. And we backed that up against Spartak Varna in the next game. Christoph Danek and August Prisk with the goals. We did concede one late on, but again, we've played quite well. Some of the young players, again, Slobodan Rengel's come in there and played a 7.6. We were much, much better in terms of the match stats in this game, so quite pleased with that. Unfortunately, we dropped some more points to CSK Sofia. Adam Paps actually got the man of the match performance, despite only facing 2 shots on target. But the young players have played particularly well. Adam Paps done well, Rengel's done well, Lima's done well, James Ali Marungu has also done well. We're fighting off interest from Saudi Arabia for James Ali Marungu as well. I think he's the only player that we've got that's in the Bulgaria Media 11, so we're hoping to keep hold of him as long as possible. We were just poor going forward in this one. Back to winning ways next time out though, and 4 goals scored again. Subic Verhunig, Tonino Guerrero and Christoph Danek. 16 shots with 11 on target is a very, very good performance, and some good ratings there. Nenad Subic picking up an assist and a goal with 3 key passes as well is exactly what the kind of thing that we want to see. And we hit 3 in the next one as well, this time at home to Lokomotiv Plovdiv. It was Paolo Bernardo, Filip Verhunig and El Maghrabi own goal, our former player who we sold on to Lokomotiv Plovdiv, getting the own goal in the 91st minute there. Again, we've got some very good performances. Subic has picked up the man of the match for the 2nd game in a row, but Guerrero's played well, Rengel's played well. Again, Paolo Bernardo's come in for Albert Arnaud, a little bit of, you know, a rest, a little bit of rotation going on. And then most recently, we've beaten Ludogorets, and we've deserved it as well. They've had a lot more shots than us, but we've hit the target a lot more. We've played much well. Nenad Subic with 3 man of the match awards in a row, but Adam Paps played fantastic. Guerrero's played well. Rengel's played well as well. Arnaud's come off the bench and he's done okay on a 6.7. But at this stage of the season, Ludogorets were running away with it, really. I think they were unbeaten. Obviously, we'll have a look at the league table in a minute, and you can see the sort of lead that Ludogorets have managed to pull away. But this was really, really important to get the win in this one. So that does bring us up to date. 10 games played. We're currently 7 points behind Ludogorets. So it was 10 points 9 games into the season. Imagine if we'd lost that game to Ludogorets. The gap would now be 13 points, which is quite scary. That was their only defeat of the season. They've won the other 9 games. They've had a fantastic start. We've had a not great start. We're still there or thereabouts. We've got no top scorers though. The only player that Nenad Subic with his 3 player of the matches is the only person we've got appearing in the top of the stats. You can see though that the Bulgarian league did grow 2 places over the summer, which is again absolutely fantastic. It's up to 12th now, just behind the Cinch Premiership. We'll hopefully try and keep growing that as we go on. Right guys, now that we're all caught up with what's happened so far in the season, we have gone straight into the Champions League phase. I said last season I wasn't quite sure what would happen with us dropping down a place in the coefficients, but it's obviously going to affect us next season as opposed to this season. But these are the teams that we've drawn to play against. We've got AEK, Galatasaray, both of them away from home. Man City come to Bulgaria again, the same as last season. We've got Atletico Madrid, Antwerp, our parent club Monaco, then Milan and Dortmund. We finish off with Dortmund again this season. So it's going to be quite difficult. The possibility for us to pick up some wins. We have beaten Monaco before, possible against AEK, Galatasaray, Antwerp as well. It would be fantastic if we could pick up a win this season. Of course, we only picked up 3 points last season in the Champions League, which was disappointing. So let's meet some of the new players. There's not too many of them. We've not really brought too many in this season. We'll start off with the goalkeeper, and this season it is going to be Adam Pap. Of course, we signed him previously last season for 2.9 million, the 18-year-old Romanian goalkeeper, who I think is going to be absolutely fantastic. He's currently unhappy though because Milan came in for him and he wanted to go, but I don't want to lose him. He's got no release clause in his contract, so I'm going to try and keep hold of him as long as possible. He's kept 4 clean sheets in 10 games so far in the league. There's a couple of areas of his game which I do think that he can improve on. For example, his shot stopping. He's a little bit poor sometimes, but he's 18 years old. He's 6'4" already. He's only going to get better. as time goes on. So quite pleased with Adam. Centre half, Toninho Guerreiro, the Brazilian who we brought in last season as well, for £3 million. He's doing very, very well. He is progressing as a player, still got loads of potential to hit as well, so hopefully he can hit that. The libero today is going to be Garcia McNulty. Very, very good player for us. Now 28 years old is the Irishman. I don't think he's going to improve anymore. In fact, we're probably getting to the point where he's going to start to maybe start declining. Yeah, we'll see how we get on with him. On the left-hand side is Rengel, who we signed, I believe, last season. No, we signed Rengel quite a while ago, to be honest. But again, he's another one who's got bags and bags of potential. Played 5 games so far this season in the league. Got an average rating of 7. Another one who I think can improve and be a very, very good player for us. Spent last season on loan at Hebar. He's now got 8 appearances for us in total. Defensive midfielder is going to be James Ali Amarungu. He does look like he's declining slightly, but according to the stars, he's reached his potential. I still think he can get better. Again, another one who's wanted. He's wanted by Saudi, which again we've had bids come in for him during the summer, but we have turned down. I think he can be quite good as a halfback on defend. He played there most of last season. He's done okay so far this season. Wing backs, Subic continues from last season. Nenad Subic, again, possibly an area that we can improve on, but he's played very, very well for us, has Nenad. The new wing back on the right-hand side is 20-year-old Lima, the Brazilian, who we've signed for 8.75 million, the record signing at the club. It could rise as far as 9, I believe. It could go up to. But yeah, he's had a good start so far, a 6.92. Not picked up any assists yet, but again, he's got bags of potential to fulfill, and hopefully he can fulfill that. Into the midfield, Danik remains from last season. Of course, we've lost Rosengren now, but Danik is a very good player, considering we paid £60,000 for him. And alongside him is another one of our young signings, and that is Albert Arnault, who again I think can improve massively. 19 years old, got bags of potential again. He was a free transfer. In fact, these two need to swap round. That's their position. Up top, we continue with Verhunig. He's now moved into the advanced forward role for this season. A very, very good striker. There was bids come in for him during the summer. I can't remember who from, but we're looking to keep hold of him. And then we've got his Danish counterpart, our new signing in August Prisk, alongside him. Complete forward, which is the role that I've changed the tactic to. Again, a very, very good player. He's on 12k a week though, which is quite a lot, but he was free and he's got a decent value to him already, and he's had a decent start so far. Just one little note while we're here, we've got our former player Emmanuel Adebayoga. Let me just change this down so we can see things a little bit better. Yeah, Emmanuel Adebayoga has been signed for 17.75 million by Bayern Munich, and look at his value already. It's over £100 million, but look how good of a player he is. I said he was going to be something special, and he definitely is something special. He's got 5 goals and 6 appearances so far for Bayern Munich. But that's not why we're here. We are here to take on AEK in Greece. So let's go get the game underway. Hopefully we can pick up a win this season in the Champions League. So as the players come out then, first game of the Champions League season, we've got new kits this season. We have got a new sponsor, so that tends to be when I'm changing the kit. We've got Rakuten, I believe, who were Barcelona's sponsor for a little while. So yeah, hopefully we can have a good showing here in the Champions League against AEK. It's a game that I think we can win. Of course, we've not had the best of starts of the season, but we are playing a lot of young players this season, trying to bring them through the ranks, help them improve, get the homegrown status as well, because we're a little bit short again on homegrown players as far as things go. But there's potential for Pap, Rengel, Arnault to become homegrown. It's a little bit late for some of the others. We get our first highlight half an hour in, and it is for AEK. They're passing the ball around nicely. They've worked it into Stajic, back to Sosa. He's tackled well by Verhunig, who's actually picked up a little bit of an injury, but it's Prisk who brings the ball over halfway. He's tackled by Sosa. It's a good tackle. Unfortunately, we can't retain possession. I may look to change Verhunig at half-time with that injury he's picked up. We've still got Klimis kicking about, of course. That's well cut out by Sabic, though. Driving towards the penalty area. Can he pull it across? He can for Prisk. August Prisk, with his 3rd goal of the season, gives Bdin the lead in their first Champions League game of the season. Right on the stroke at half-time now, and it is Bdin with the ball again. It's Rengel, the young the young man. Gives it inside to Ali Marungu. Ali Marungu looks to pick out a teammate. Finds Danik. Danik into Tonino Guerrero. Takes his time with the ball. Feeds it forward towards the goal scorer and Prisk. Comes back to Tonino Guerrero again. He does have Lima outside of him. Lima now with the ball. Into Garcia McNulty. Forward towards Verhunig. Nice touch. And he can't get the finish. It's a great save by Zlakis, I think it said. I can't pronounce Greek names. But Danik to take the resulting corner towards that near post. Headed clear. And that's going to be it till half time, guys. We've been thoroughly on top in this game, which is absolutely fantastic. And we have made that change at half time. We've brought Filip Verhunig off. We've brought Klimis Sirikos on. And here's the throw-in on the right-hand side to be taken by Lima. Prisk's now picked up an injury, which is always helpful. Arnaud feeds the ball to the left-hand side and Subic set up the first goal. Can he do it again? He's forced back this time. Needs some support. He's got Arnaud with him. Gives the ball to Garcia McNulty. First time pass to Lima. Back to Garcia McNulty. Going to take it on from the edge of the area. He is, and he finds the back of the net. Anselmo Garcia McNulty with his first goal of the season. Let's not forget that he is a centre-half, and that's a great finish from him. Coming up to the final 10 minutes now, and it is a Bdin coming forward again. We've been absolutely dominant in this game. Unfortunately, we have lost both of our starting strikers to injury. So we have brought Bethelson on for Prisk as Ali Marungo goes back to Pap. Pap gives it to Tonino Guerrero into Garcia McNulty. Forward towards Sirikos, club captain. Garcia McNulty. Tonino Guerrero again. He's got Lima outside of him. Lima comes back inside. Gives it back to Tonino Guerrero. Lima. Tonino Guerrero. These two are just playing by themselves, boys. Lima, can you do anything with the ball? Gives it to Tonino Guerrero. We have managed to work it forward. It's now Arnaud into Sirikos with the effort. On home soil is the Greek. And it's a good save by the goalkeeper in the end. A little bit of a tame effort from Sirikos, but we do get the corner, which Danik is going to take. Towards that near post. Doesn't clear the first man, but Ali Marungo keeps it alive. Feeds it to Arnaud. He's going to go backwards here. Subic. I think we're not going to see the end of this highlight, guys. I think it's just playing out something. Clips the ball forward towards Sirikos. Headed clear, though. Sanchez after it. And he fouls Subic. So we are going to get a free kick. Benfica are beating Wolfsburg 6-1. Rengel to take the free kick. Subic. Arnaud. Switches it to Lima. Lima's poor touch, though, and Stajic gets back at him. Only gives it down the line, though, to Tonino Guerrero. There's no yellow shirts ahead of him. Ali Marungu comes back to Adam Pap. Gives it to Rengel. Into the midfield, and Arnaud, the three youngsters. Nice ball by Arnaud. Subic is in, and he's fouled by Sanchez. Is it going to be a penalty, or was it outside the box? I think it was outside the box for me, personally. But we're playing really, really well. Much better than last season in the Champions League, and we are going to pick up 3 points this time around, which of course is worth more money to us. Danik with a free kick, though. Lima's there. Lima gets his first goal for the club. We had about 4 players over at the back post there, and we've made it 3-0. And that is the way it stays till full time, guys. That is a very, very good team performance, and we've come away to Greece and we've picked up 3 points with a... let's be honest, looking at the match stats, we've absolutely battered AEK. They've not had a shot on target. All of our young players have picked up a good rating as well, which is good to see. So then, guys, that's it. We're going to come back and do Dortmund again. We're at home to Dortmund. Obviously, we're going to do the last game. It's approximately 2/3 of the way through the season. The good news is that the 2 Danish strikers have just picked up little knocks. They're out for 2 days. So that's not too bad. Hopefully we can continue this good performance that we've just had in the Champions League, and we actually in and around at least the playoff, you know, the next stage of the Champions League. That would be absolutely fantastic. We'll come back at the end of January, though, and find out and see if there's any new signings in that time as well. But until then, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Thank you.